Shane Jackson 67 here. Today we're going to be on this 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, and we're going to be putting on a trailer hitch. So let me show you. So here's the kit that I got off of Amazon. I'll drop the link below. You got your bar, your two brackets. You've got two of these cross support brackets. And let me go ahead and show you. I pre-assembled some of the hardware. So you've got these smaller bolts here. They're going to be bolting for the frame. So you got a bolt and a washer on it. You only get two washers that fit this size bolt. And then you've got four of these bolts, which is going to bolt your bracket assembly to the hitch. So you can see you get a lock washer and two regular washers. And so you've got four of those. And then these two that are lock washer, they'll bolt the bracket onto the unit itself when we get to that point right here. And then of course you got four carriage bolts, which those are going to go through the vehicle like so. So I'm going to go ahead and get under there and show you. There's a couple things we got to take off in preparation of getting this on there. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you. All right, up under the passenger side of the vehicle you have this tow hook. See, she's bolted to the frame. This is where the trailer hitch assembly is going to go. So you've got a 15 mil here, and then on you see these two bolts on the back side, which you can get to through here. There's going to be two 15s up top right there. All right, so there's your tow bracket. Now I want to show you. I went ahead and pre-staged this bracket up in there. So once you get it off, you'll have the bare frame, of course, like you see here. Now where your bolt came out of, you see there's actually two here. It's the furthest one in between. So you got this large opening, that bolt hole. It's the bolt hole in between. That's going to be where your one bolt goes here. Remember that you only had two of. And your carriage bolts, they go up top. Now remember, you do have that bracket piece, that black bar that I showed you. What that does is hold your carriage bolts in place so they don't turn when you're tightening them, and bridges across these two for a little extra strength. Now you see, I do not have any of this tightened. I've just got it finger tight, and that's so I can have a little bit of movement when I put the hitch on and get it adjusted. And what I'll do, I'll show you on that part, is I'll actually run that one bolt in to hold it. So that being said, there's this side staged up. Now let's jump over to the driver's side. Same as on the other side. You see we have the same bolt, and then we're going to have the carriage bolts. The only problem on here is, of course, it's a little bit tighter to get around, but you can, I think, reach around to the top and put those in. And of course, have your nuts sticking out on this side so you can stand a chance of getting your wrench into it, or your ratchet, and tightening those in. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is put that bracket up there, get those carriage bolts in, and just see how tough this is going to be. All right, guys, just enough room to work where we need it to. So right back up there, middle hole again, same as the other one. You see I got my two carriage bolts in. I was actually able to snake them up through this hole here, come around the top, and hit it. So didn't have to remove that evap box. It's just a good time. So now that those are all loosely on there, like I said, I didn't tighten any of these. So that's a M10 by 125, and these are actually half by 13 carriage bolts. So nothing's tightened right now. Our next step is to grab this guy, and we'll go ahead, slide back up under the vehicle, and get it in place. Now what we're going to use to hold it in place is, remember those two bolts that ended up not having nuts on them? Well, those are the two we're going to use to hang it and get it positioned. And those are the two bolts that will actually lock down to get it into position. Now these guys, if I remember correctly, 18 millimeter. So like I said, we'll hang it, and then I'll show you how I'm going to position it and tighten it with it in position. All right, guys, so it's hung on there. You see I used that one bolt like I was talking about on both sides. I was able to just lay under it, put it on my chest, lift it up, and thread it on. Obviously, it'd be nice if you had two people, but if not, you should be okay. So you see you can get it tilted up about where it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is tilt it up and grab these bolts and go ahead and throw them in. Now, how this is going to go, you're going to do the bolt, washer, slide it through. I'm going to try to keep all the nuts to the inside, and then it'll go washer, block washer, and then nut. So what we're going to do, crawl back under here. You'll see this guy right here. You see those two holes? Well, you see it lines up with those two holes. You see they're going, there they are. We're going to throw the bolts in those so this thing won't be tilting down and kind of be locked into the position where it needs to be. So that's our next step. All right, now I got those bolts in. The first ones we're going to torque is, remember, we got these M10s right here, one on each side. We're actually going to take those to, they're 38 foot-pounds is what's recommended. I'm going to take it to 40 just because my torque wrench don't go that low. But we're going to do those first, because what they'll do is make sure both of these plates are drawn up tight against the frame. So let's go ahead and get those torqued. These bolts for me took a 5/8. That fit it really snug. So yeah, 40 foot-pounds, 5/8 socket, and do them on each side. All right, guys, a little bit of a change here. You see I put the vehicle up on these vehicle ramps, and that's solely because my torque wrench would not fit between the ground and the vehicle. So once I got past that little bit of a hurdle, I'm able to get back up into those top bolts now, and we're going to put those to 75 foot-pounds. So that's going to be it on each side. All right, now that all those four are done, we can go to these last six. So you got this. I'm going to start with this one, and then we'll finish with these two. And I'm also going to do 75 foot-pounds on these. So there's a big-ass torque wrench I was telling you about that I had to lift the car for. Hopefully you've got a smaller one that you can get in there to do 75, since it's not a lot. But on this one, you will have to have a wrench to hold on the back side. You can get to it relatively easy. So that is the last step to putting this hitch on a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there she is installed. Looks pretty good, not too bad. Kind of flows with the vehicle. Pretty easy installation, around 30 minutes with all the tools and everything laid out. Sweat. So if this video helped you guys out, please hit that subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. Go follow me on Instagram at MustangJackson67. Drop your comments and questions down below. But until next time, let's keep building.